The 2025 and 2026 regional season is here. Over 300 players gather to compete and try to earn their invites to nationals. And how do you do that? Well, you gotta play 9 whole rounds of Digimon and try to win as much as you can. By the end of the tournament, the highest scoring players, which will be top 16, will then earn their invites to the Digimon Nationals, which we don't really know where it's gonna be hosted just yet. But the cool thing for this year is that there will be 2 different nationals that you can attend for North America. One in September and the other in January, which I'm excited to find out where they're going to be alongside with the Bandai Card Game Festival, which will probably be happening this year too. If you want to see what it was like from the previous season, you can check out a couple episodes back within this ACU series where I participated the one in Orlando. By participating regionals, you get an exclusive set of cards that includes some awesome alt arts like these with BBmon, Gatsumon, Otamamon, Chaperomon, Rangeomon, Kukuamon, and Rihimon. My favorite is Rihimon in this batch since I love playing Purple Hybrid. You also get a special event pack 2025 which includes X Antibody Protoform as one of the cards that you can pull, and that is probably one of the most sought after cards. And we can all agree that pulling one of these is definitely way better than having to buy one outright. But back to this event, which was hosted in Niagara this time around. As a competitive player myself, there's without a doubt I'm going to be attending this event. But as some of you guys may know from the last couple of episodes of ACU, I end up being in a waitlist. But here comes the plot twist. This time, I actually got to become the host and co-commentator of this event instead. So in today's episode, I'm going to take you guys on a journey so that you can see what it's like from the perspective of a commentator as well as a little bit of the event organizer. And with that being said, I packed my bags immediately and made my way to Niagara. I got there Friday night and checked into the Airbnb. Even though I wasn't playing, I actually still play tested with some of my friends to help them get warmed up for the next day. Afterwards, I called it a night as I gotta be up early the next day. Okay, so it's pretty much like 6:30 a.m. right now. And yeah, I gotta be up early. We gotta get to the venue and pretty much set up and gotta make sure everything's running smoothly. And yeah, gotta say, it's a little bit too early for me as well, but you gotta do what you gotta do, cause yeah, I gotta make sure everything's running smoothly. We gotta check the streams, gotta, work with the team and the TOs, especially with the tech team, just to make sure everything's good. And yeah, I'll be seeing pretty much everyone that's in the staff team at the venue, so let's go ahead. I want to give a huge shout out to Alex, who is the stream manager in making sure all of this is set up properly, as well as T-Mac, who is the main commentator for most Bandai card games that you guys may have seen before. And both of them are just absolutely expert at this because they've really been showing me how everything works together, as I learned a lot from both of them. Doors opened at 8:30 a.m. and players started to come in as the venue filled up very quickly. Other than just commentating, I was also on a side quest with a couple of missions where one of them is to meet up with a fellow content creator, Ben, and I gotta deliver the special goods to him. Hello, who do we have here?
Hello, it's your boy. It's Ben.
It's Ben.
I swear to God.
Okay, so gotta go get the secret sauce, if we can find it. Secret sauce. All right, guys. Here we have this secret sauce. Oh! Don't tell anybody, okay?
I won't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
I have the goods.
He has the goods. He has the goods.
This is a sexy beast.
Mission accomplished. Open it if you want. Open it if you want to take a look. Yeah. I want to see a genuine reaction.
Oh, no. I'm not ready. Okay, hang on. Let me try to open this properly. I don't want to ruin this thing. Oh. It's beautiful.
Hold it up.
It's so beautiful. I'm rocking this, baby. I love it. love it.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it.
Thanks, homie. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Oh.
So yeah, stay tuned for more updates of when the newest Mega Machine playmat will be dropping, and be sure to make an account on the AVAULT store and sign up for the email newsletters so that you will be the first to know. And with that first task completed, round 1 began. Okay, so round 3 just finished. Round 4 is about to start. Pretty crazy matchups we've seen so far. We're about to see Gamamon versus I'm not too sure, but we'll see, we'll find out. In round 3 previously, we had Dark Masters versus Chronicle. Round 2, we had Galactic versus 7th Grade Demon Lords as well. And shout outs to Peter, the world champ for 2023 and 2024 season. And in round 1, we even had like Red Hybrid and Adventure as well. So really diverse matches so far, but of course, I gotta handpick the sweet, nice ones. But you guys definitely, check out the stream. It should be on the VODs and all that kind of stuff if you want to watch it there as well. But yeah, round 4 is about to start, so yeah, we're going to start commentating soon. Fast forwarding to the very end, we have Sakuyamon versus Blue-Green Imperial for the very final round. It was incredibly exciting as Blue-Green Imperial was able to take the edge right in game 1, able to make some crazy high roll combos with non-stop swings and go super wide, so much to the point that Sakuyamon couldn't even answer. As a fellow Imperial player myself as well, I was definitely rooting for it to win. But unfortunately, Sakuyamon was able to bring out the Ruin Mode lock along with the Valor Arm combo with damage that was too strong, and was able to turn around for a big comeback against the Imperial deck for both games 2 and 3. The tournament finally came to a close with the reigning champion of Sakuyamon taking it for the May 2025 Niagara Regionals. I even got the chance to interview the champion known as Cheech by asking him a couple of questions of the strategies of his build and the overall experience that he has. And if you're watching right now, Cheech, huge congrats to you once again. With day 1 concluded, the event wasn't actually over yet because there's also day 2 with a bunch of side events. And yes, this time I am definitely playing. And the main one that I got my eye on was the Ultimate Cup 3v3. I'm always genuinely excited to play 3v3 formats because it gives you a completely different experience for competitive play. First, you would need a team of 3 players, so I got my friends Mario and Dan to be my teammates. First, you would need to assign a letter to each player within your team, A, B, or C, with the player B will be sitting right in the middle of the table between player A and player C. As you face off against the opponents, you'll be matching up your letters against the same of the opposing team. Player A versus player A, player B versus player B, and player C versus player C. You pretty much play a regular game of Digimon, but instead of a normal best of 3 format, you actually play best of 1s among each game instead. So in best of 3s, there will be 45 minutes, and in best of 1s, it'll be 25 minutes per round instead. And by combining the number of wins with your other teammates, you pretty much naturally concludes the score to make it up for a best of 3. So for example, if player A and player B in your team won and player C lost, that means you won the round 2 and 1, which completes that best of 3 against the opposing team. There's also a deck building rule where the entire team shares a card pool as if it was a one single player to begin with. To further explain, normally you will have access to 4 copies of a card. So let's take the BT12 Vmon as an example. If player A chooses to play all 4 copies of the BT12 Vmon in their deck, players B and C within the same team cannot include any copies of that card in their deck. The whole idea is to diversify the decks that players choose so that you can't have your entire team play Imperialmon across all 3 players, for example. The same applies to limited cards such as Hammer Spark, where only one player within your team can use that card in their deck. Since we are playing as a team after all, this is where you can actually communicate and talk to your other teammates during the course of the game to ask for suggestions or even for help as well. But there is a small restriction when it comes to the communication part, where player A and player C cannot talk to each other, but player B can talk to both player A and player C because you're sitting in the middle. And no, you generally can't pass messages from player A to player B and then from player B to player C, so no getting cheeky with that. But that is why most teams want to put the most knowledgeable player in the middle seat, which is going to be player B. I was assigned to be player B with the Virus Imperial deck, and Mario was player A with Galaxy, and then Dan was on Sakuyamon as player C. To be honest, we barely talked to each other during the games at all, as we're just pretty much doing our own thing. And you know what? The strongest power is to really just believe your teammates and trusting in what they do. The only time we really talked to each other was when we tried to banter each other. That's it. Because each game I play is a best of one, it makes them all so much more intense because you only have one chance. It's win or lose, just like a do or die situation, which really brings up the hype of my inner competitiveness as everything is on the line. I can just feel the adrenaline rushing, you know? For this event, we got 30 teams, and that is a total of 90 players, and we're gonna be playing 5 whole rounds. The prizing this time was the Shoutmon line, where you get this Shoutmon for participating, and Shoutmon Cross 4 for finishing top 4. And the winner gets Shoutmon Cross 7 Superior Mode. My team ended up with a record of 4-1, and that barely snuck us into 4th place so that we can get the Shoutmon Cross 4. And just wanted to mention that I have to give a shout out to Mario because he won all 5 of his games straight, carrying the entire team in the end. But we're not done yet, because throughout the 2 days there was also a demo featuring the new Gundam card game that is upcoming, and I got my hands on the demo decks alongside with a alt art of a resource card that is exclusive to only one of these events. Talk about getting some value. With the new game coming up, I'm definitely interested in giving it a try, and perhaps we might even make a couple videos or content here on the channel as well, so be sure to stay tuned. As for the other side quest and mission, I was also trying to hunt down some really hard to find packs because to celebrate global unification, I wanted to make a video that opens up every single booster Digimon pack ever made. And pretty much all the way from BT1 to BT21. You guys can see right here, I pretty much got some of these really old ones. I've got 1.0, 1.5, 4, 5, and 6. And the only ones that I'm currently missing is BT9, 10, and 11. I tried looking everywhere, going from store to store, asking friends, and even trying to search online, but still no luck. I even attempted to give it another try by hosting a mini challenge, which I posted on my socials by asking any of you guys who were going to the Niagara to help me find some of these packs. And by trading me those packs, you can even win yourself some AVAULT merch. And even that didn't work. To be real though, I'm not really surprised because this might be too much to ask for. And these packs were pretty much printed well over 2 years ago. And whoever out there would really have a random pack lying around at home that is sealed. But that's okay, I refuse to give up because I know deep down, they're just somewhere out there, somewhere that I haven't looked hard enough just yet. So stay tuned because I definitely want to make that video happen, and definitely subscribe, and I really appreciate the support. Recapping as a commentator, I had tons of fun. One of the best things was that I even got to handpick the tables and the matchups to be featured, and we got to see some really spicy decks out there as well. Gotta say, having T-Mac guiding me throughout the entire process was extremely helpful, and having another commentator to bounce ideas off each other as we're talking was way more fun than doing it solo. And yeah, I did it solo before. It's not as fun. With that being said, I want to give huge shout outs to Carta Magica for hosting this event, as well as the staff and judges, which were also helping me out, scouting up some spicy matches throughout the day. I'm really grateful for this opportunity because it's my very first time commentating at an in-person event, and I hope I did a good job entertaining some of you guys who tuned in during the live stream. If you missed out, don't worry, there are VODs on the official Carta Magica YouTube channel where I'll leave links in the description box down below, and you guys can check it out afterwards too. Final thoughts? I would definitely love to do this again, but I have to admit, during the entire time of watching you guys play and all the matches, I definitely have an itch myself that I really wanted to play as well. And I still have yet to get my Nationals invite for this season too. So, well, with that being said, next stop,